Today is the Fall Equinox. This is when our day and night are perfectly equal in length. It does mark the first day of autumn, and the days will start getting cooler, the days will be shorter, and the nights will get longer. Finally, when we get to the Winter Solstice, will be our longest night of the year, with the least daylight hours. And what happens then, the days start growing longer again, heading back towards spring. And on the spring equinox, the day and the night will be equal once again, just like today. And then what happens, the days will continue to grow longer until the summer solstice, when the day will be the longest, the night will be the shortest, and then we head toward the fall equinox once again. So this is the cycle. I'm in my butterfly garden here in the subtropics of South Florida. I have planted a perennial butterfly garden. Perennial plants continue to live season after season, unlike annuals that die and you have to replant them, or they seed themselves and grow again from little seedling babies. What I like to do on the solstices and equinox, I tend to plant something in my yard, which is really just a giant garden, and I try to spend a lot of time outside. It's not unusual for me to attend a drum circle or just have a gathering with a close friend or two. More often than not, they tend to be of earth-based religions or belief systems, if you'd prefer to call it that. Pagan, Wiccan, that sort of thing. Personally, I don't believe in a moon goddess any more than a sun lord, or any god for that matter, but I do like the idea of mythology and appreciate various traditions from various belief systems. But I no longer agree with organized religion and patriarchal belief systems, especially of Abrahamic belief systems. Of the belief systems around the world, it has been stated that Abrahamic belief systems are the most hostile toward women, children, and nature, and anyone who's been involved with them knows what I'm talking about. I grew up in the Bible Belt, so I know. Some traditions associated with the fall equinox, it's my understanding, there's a focus on weaving and making things. So, I might do something like braid my hair, or, I have various crafts I make from hemp jewelry. I've done intricate knotwork with making floggers and whips. That's for the unworthy, whipping the unworthy. It's interesting about floggers and whips too, steeped in Christianity and Abrahamic belief systems. What I like to do on the solstices and equinoxes is observe the sun's position in the sky. Like, for example, today it came up in the east, and a lot of you are thinking, well, it always comes up in the east. Well, sometimes, like for example, today it's more dead east, or, whereas on the summer solstice it's coming up more in the northeast, and then in the winter solstice, southeast. So it does vary. In fact, my house, it faces the east, and on the north side, the north windows do not get direct light, except around the summer solstice, when that sun is coming up further in the northeast and going down more in the northwest. so it does vary. And I have a strong interest in the position of the sun for a number of reasons, but the primary one at this point in time is because I would like to go off-grid in a home I build using passive solar strategies. So it does matter how you orient your home to the elements. So, well, the idea is when done properly, you can shade your home in the heat of the summer months, but yet have the sun warm your home in the cool winter months. So that's the idea. So let's take a look around the butterfly garden and see what we have going here. We have the sundial. Now let's see. It's showing it to be 10, let's see, noon, 11, 10, around 8 o'clock. But see, it's a little after 8. So this sundial can vary throughout the year. I have my cute little solar lantern here that looks like a mason jar, and this is just a wonderful little light, and it illuminates my little bird bath here at night. And we've got the little fairy on the pedestal, and this is a roadside treasure, which means I found it on the side of the road or in someone's trash. In fact, I have a number of roadside treasures. I got this cute little zebra table hiding down here behind this bromeliad. I also have this cool iron stand. Got some grass in it. My lawn guy came yesterday and weed whacked it. I found it laying on the ground. And this pot here, terracotta pot, another roadside treasure, deceptively heavy. We've got some indigenous flowers growing here, a periwinkle in the back, little daisy-like flowers in the front. And then I have my headless Virgin Mary here, another roadside treasure. So those are just a few in my yard, but let's take a look at other roadside treasures. I have this anchor here someone was throwing out. Quite nice. Okay. What I did for the summer solstice, I planted this hedge in front of my sidewalk, and you can see we have some pollinators here. Butterflies, dragonflies, bees. And this is a beautiful plant that flowers year-round here in Florida. Let's step out to the front. You can get a real good look of the overall front yard. When I bought this property, none of these plants were here. I planted them all myself. With my hedge, I'm doing a crescent moon shape. It's just a baby right now, but the idea is going to go like that instead of be straight across like a typical hedge. I put the tallest plants on the end and the shortest ones in the middle to help get it going. But this is my year-round perennial butterfly garden here in the subtropics of South Florida. This plant is called Song of India with these variegated leaves. And you can like pinch this off and just stick it straight in the dirt, instant plant. You do not need to get it rooting or whatever. It'll take care of itself. Now this hedge in front of my house, it does provide privacy, shade, fruit. It's a type of cherry. And indigenous birds like cardinals love to come here and eat from the fruit. Harold and Maud, these cardinals that visited me since they were babies, I would watch them eat the fruit. And Harold would feed Maud. He's very romantic. I got a songbird. Now to the back. I have a fruit orchard back here. My banana tree died, Here's a wild oak coming up on its own. I have a sea grape, which is also indigenous, coming up on its own. This used to be a hedge, all of ficus, but the indigenous plants reclaimed its territory. Now in the very back here, we have a kumquat with some fruit on it. And you can eat these whole, skin, seeds, and all. I love these. I have a Eureka pink lemon. They're pink inside, and they look like watermelons on the outside. Basically, they look like a tiny watermelon, but they're lemons. I have a Barbados cherry here. There's some flowers, so this will transform into some fruit. We have a fig tree, but this one does not bear fruit. It's not the typical fig, but it is related to the ficus, this plant. I have a burgundy leaf peach tree. I have a miracle fruit tree. Here's my roadside treasure of this man I found, a statue. My ponytail palm. Another roadside treasure, this rock. Oh yes, I collect rocks, fossils, bones. We have a pineapple guava hiding behind the peach tree here. And we have a Persian silk tree, also known as Chinese Prozac. This is, what else do they call it? A mimosa powder puff tree, but the flowers are very fragrant and medicinal, and you can eat the root as well, and it helps with a sense of well-being. My beautiful, beautiful bleeding heart that goes all over this back fence. I started this from a clipping about 6 inches long. This friend of mine gave me, this other artist, and it really took off. Over here is the cactus garden, celebrating my birth roots in the southwest of Southern California. A lot of these do bear flowers, and this is also a cactus garden where my Siamese cat, Trinity, is buried, as well as his companion, Scooter the Polluter, a Cornish Rex. Both died at 13 years old, a couple of years apart. Okay, so this is my yard, and I am out here on the Fall Equinox celebrating the first day of autumn. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to prepare a really nice meal using, wholesome things from the earth's bounty, but that's not necessarily just for today. I pretty much eat like that every day, so even when I'm celebrating, it probably doesn't look that much more different than any other day. I eat well every day. That's something I don't like to cut corners on. But I will wrap this up and say goodbye, and thank you for